Hello everyone, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm your host Scott Wagner, and we are in the studio with Coach Renee Bostic, head coach of the women's basketball team here at West Virginia State. Welcome to the show, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I want to go back to the Ohio Valley game last Monday, where it was a tough-fought game. Ohio Valley really had the lead for much of the game, and you came back late in the last 5 minutes, a significant comeback to send it into overtime, which you eventually lost. But talk about those last 5 minutes and how well the team played to get back in the ballgame.
Yeah, I think that the last 5 minutes we played really well. I think we had a deficit of about 13 or 14 points, and we came back and we were able to tie the game. And we did that basically with stops and rebounds and connecting. If you look at the stats for just that 5-minute segment, we out-rebounded them. We had less turnovers and we had a higher shooting percentage. So when you do those things, you're usually likely to come out on top.
You've added a heck of a guard this year in Jasmine Blanton, and she's really meant a lot to the team, leads the team in scoring right now. What has she meant to the offensive side of the ball for you this season?
Yeah, Jasmine's doing a great job for us offensively and on the defensive end. She's a tremendous shooter. We recruited her out of Owens Community College in Toledo. That was one of the things that we knew that we needed to get better at was scoring, and especially at the guard spot. And she brings poise because she's a junior. So she played for 2 years. She knows how to put the ball in the basket. She understands the flow of the game. So we're just looking for a lot of things from her for this year.
And on the other side of that, that was a good add for the team. And then a returning player in Chelsea Davis, leading rebounder on the team, goes down on your trip to Puerto Rico a couple weeks ago. What has it been like trying to kind of mix and match the lineup with her absence?
Well, yeah, losing Chelsea, was a tremendous loss for us. But the one thing that I've said about our team for this year was I thought that this was the most talented group of individuals that we had a chance to bring together skill-wise. With Chelsea not being there, it's a void, but it's a void that we still have 9 other kids that need to step up to the challenge day in and day out so that we can, come out on the winning side.
Speaking of coming out on the winning side, the Seton Hill game, you won 75-70, and just a week or so before that, you went up to Seton Hill and got beat by 23, so that was a big turnaround and a big victory. Talk a little bit about that game and what was the difference there?
Well, our team is young this year. We have no seniors. We have 2 juniors, and everybody else on our team is freshmen and sophomores. So sometimes with youth comes inconsistency, and inconsistency, I would probably say, would be the phrase of our season. When we're consistent, when we handle pressure, when we out-rebound teams, when we push tempo, and we have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio, we're successful. When we have a deficit in one of those categories, we're usually not. And in Seton Hill, we were positive on the positive end of all of those categories. We had a positive assist-to-turnover ratio. We pushed the ball. We out-rebounded them, and we played as a team. And we came out on the winning side of it.
And then also you shot the ball really well in that game, and it seems like that's really important. It kind of opens things up inside, and always shooting the basketball well does. But you had Sissy Wagner and Jasmine Blanton. I think each knocked down 3 three-pointers in that game. Blanton might have had 4, and that played a big role in that game, especially early on.
We're getting some really good points from our guards, which was one of the things that we kind of struggled with last season, and we're still getting quality points from our post play. When we put it all together, sky's the limit for us. When we struggle with one half, that's really when we're struggling. What the team that we're trying to get to be is a team that even if one person doesn't have a good game, we can still be successful because they're going to put in something else. Your shots aren't falling, then you're going to give us some rebounds, you're going to give us some defensive stops. So that's really the road that we're trying to travel down right now. You
have pretty good depth this year. I think you have 4 guards and 4 forwards that really play well. If I throw Morgan Hodges in the forward category there, maybe even 5 with Jordan Brock and Janelle Williams and Asia Greenleaf. So really good depth, and you've had the opportunity to be able to mix and match lineups. How have you done with that so far? As I know you've really mixed and matched the starting lineups all season.
Well, like I said, we're young, so we're still trying to find that, that group that optimally works the best together. And I still think we're still in the hunt to find, those 5 people. And I tell people all the time that the job is open. So you're either going to come in and earn it, you're going to come in and keep it, or you're going to come in and take it. But it's going to be one of the 3. With the lineup of the kids that we have this year, as I said, I think we're the most talented bunch of young ladies that we've had a chance to bring here, that they all bring different things to the table. You talked about Morgan Hodges, who has the ability to play guard and forward. Jordan Brock, who's been starting for us at the 4 since Chelsea's been injured. She also has the ability to play a guard and a forward. You have Sissy Wagner, who, plays point guard and 2 and is also a tremendous shooter. Jasmine also can run the point and, play 2 guard. Then you have Chanel Mackey, one of our freshmen, who has the ability, she's our point guard, and then Maria Femia, who's also a guard. So we have a lot of depth, and then, Asia Greenleaf, our 5, and then Janelle Williams, our 4. So we have a lot of depth, and I think that the one thing that we bring is that we're very versatile. We don't necessarily need to play with our backs to the basket. We can run in transition. We can take people from the perimeter. So we're just trying to, improve our skill set and get better every day.
Now, you mentioned Jordan Brock. She's really kind of broken out the last couple of games. I think she had 23 against UC, and that was really her best game all year, and it's really carried over the last couple of weeks. How has her play improved the lineup for you this year?
Jordan's a tough player. She brings intensity to the lineup when she plays, and as, at 5'9", 5'10", she's probably a smaller post, but she just plays so tough that she adds another 3 or 4 inches to her height. And then her guard skills, because she really played a guard in high school, she has the ability to handle the ball at UC. I believe she hit 2 or 3 3-point shots, so she can take the guards out to the perimeter. She can take the forwards out to the perimeter and then beat them to the basket. Or if there's a guard on her, then she can post them up. So she poses a lot of matchup issues with other teams.
Yeah, and then as you go up to as you went up to Shepherd this past weekend, a tough loss out there on the road. It's really been tough going in the road games, winning record at home, losing record on the road. So how difficult is it to go on the road in this conference, especially a long road trip like Shepherd?
Shepherd is always a tough trip. It's 5 hours away. We played early this time. Other times we've been up there, we played later on in the evening. But that really makes absolutely no difference. But our biggest thing is just consistency. We're so young, and we're just striving to be consistent. And I think when that light bulb of consistency goes off in our heads, we'll be okay.
Yeah, and then you got a good week ahead of you as you have AB on Saturday, Fairmont on Monday. What do you want to see out of your team? What adjustments will you be making as you go continue your road trip?
Well, our 4 points that we always talk about is we want to have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio. We want to out-rebound them. We want to control tempo, and we want to play as a team. So those are the things that we're working on every day in practice. And I think, when we do those things, we're successful. We look at the Shepherd game. We got out-rebounded by, I believe, 15 or 16 rebounds, which is unacceptable. So we're really working on those things. So.
All right. Well, good luck this week, Coach. Look forward to see you on Saturday.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot. Special thanks to Coach Bostic and the Lady Yellow Jackets basketball team. Good luck this week, and let's take a look at the WIVIAC standings. The Lady Jackets currently sit at 5-10 in conference play. They went 1-2 last week with a victory over Seton Hill and losses on the road to Ohio Valley and Shepherd. Coming up this week for the Yellow Jackets, they continue their road trip in Philippi on Saturday against Aldous and Broadus, who is 3-11 in the WIVIAC. Then they head up to Fairmont State to take on the Falcons, who sit at 8-6 in the conference. Look forward to a good week of WVSU women's basketball. Thanks for watching the Coach's Corner. I'm Scott Wagner, and I will see you next week.
Experience 21st century learning. Experience friendships that last a lifetime. Experience the world through international opportunities at West Virginia State University. Experience a dynamic learning environment with over 80 areas of study, intimate class sizes, and affordable tuition. West Virginia State University. Experience the power of education.